is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirts, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. Hey guys, what's up? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you out with a quick video. We're going to talk about Terry Rozier. He was just on ESPN First Take talking about how he had to sacrifice, how he had to fit in with Kyrie. He had to play the two a lot in Boston because he was on the court with Kyrie some of those times. He didn't really get a chance to handle the ball. He really didn't get a chance to play his game and be who he was like he was last year in the playoffs. And he didn't really get the minutes either against Indiana, a weaker team. He got 19 against a better team in Milwaukee. He only averaged 17 minutes. He gave you 5 points, but only shot 24% and 12% from three against the Bucks. And against Indiana, he got 7 points, but he shot 38 from the field and 29 from three. Now, Terry Rozier has never really been a highly efficient player, honestly. The most points he ever scored was last year where he got 11.3, but he still shot 39% from the field. He did shoot a healthy 38% from three, but that's just one part of the field that matters. And he also shot 77% from the free throw line the last 3 seasons, only shooting 80% in his first season, but he didn't even attempt over 1 3 a game, so it really doesn't matter when it comes to evaluating how he impacts the game. And this year he played pretty decently, giving you 9 points in only 22 minutes, and that's a good production, but considering that he didn't really shoot the ball well then either, kind of make you question, and like you see the title say, is Terry Rozier a legitimate starting point guard? He's 6'1", 190. He is 25 years old, and he just turned 25 on the 3rd, a month ago. So he's still very young, and he still has a lot left to do in this NBA. Well, 2 months ago, but he still has a lot left to do to really prove himself. Obviously, people remember him mostly for his run with my Celtics last year that got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. And a lot of people would say that, well, he was good enough to get you to the Eastern Conference Finals as a starting point guard last year. And honestly, that's true. He was able to get you to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm going to run down his numbers real quick for those people that will say that, which is going to be a lot of people that say it because they did make it far, and they was 1 quarter away, a couple minutes away from getting to the NBA Finals and playing Golden State last year, which, you know, would be a big moment, especially for a guy like Terry Rozier, who has been underrated in college and in the NBA for a small part of his career, since he's only been in the NBA a couple years. But he has been a great role player, and he has been a great guy when it comes to playing his role and trying to do what's best for the team. And he obviously told you guys that he sacrificed a lot. But when you look at the numbers against the Bucks, he did give you 17 points a game, 40% from the field, 39 from three, 81 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And he also stepped up his game against the Sixers when they needed the most. 19 points, 42 from the field, 39 from three, 70% from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He flamed out and struggled a little bit against Cleveland, 37%, 22% from three, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 13 points. But he has gave up a lot to play for the Celtics team. He knew that if he would stay with this team, that he would have to do what's best for the team, knowing that Kyrie and Gordon Hayward are both players that like to handle the ball, both players that's going to get massive amount of minutes because they're guys that they thought they would rely on. That's what they gave both of these guys. They traded for the guy and made space to get Gordon Hayward because they thought they would be that much of an impact. And, you know, with them both being healthy coming into the season, they had a lot of expectations, which we all know, including me as a Celtics fan, that we have failed that. But all I can really definitely say is Terry Rozier has a case that with the right team, the right coach putting him in the right situation, that he could be something special in the NBA. Will he be an all-star? Will he be a superstar? He kind of remind me a little bit of Reggie Jackson. A guy, even though Reggie Jackson a little bigger, but a guy that can handle the ball, knock down threes when needed, hit big shots, make big plays, break down the defense, while also giving you some mid-range, while also giving you some spot-up threes, while also being able to get to the rim against the right defenders in the right situations. And even though you know I'm a fan of Reggie Jackson, he has disappointed as a starter in the NBA so far, never making an All-Star team, never topping that 18-7 season that he had a couple years ago. But his teams have made it to the playoffs more than once, and he is a starting point guard on both of those teams that made it to the playoffs. One with Blake Griffin, which is this year, and one without, which is with Tobias Harris a couple years ago. So is Terry Rozier a franchise point guard? I think that that's the part where a lot of people lose me. Yeah, you got to the Eastern Conference Finals, but he struggled in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not only that, just imagine him playing against a guy like Steph, which they would have played. Could he be able to contain him? Would he be able to guard him? He giving up a couple inches, and he guys giving up a little bit of weight, and it's going to be tough for him to literally contain starting point guard, especially when you're not that efficient. He struggles a lot getting consistent buckets for teams. Yes, he can get you some spurts every couple games, but if you're a starting point guard, you're allowed to get for 35, 40 minutes because you're 25, and you're going to be asked to continue to create plays for yourself and your teammates. And if you can't consistently put the ball in the basket off the dribble and as a ball handler, it's going to be severe problems for your team if you can't consistently do what they need you to do to get to where you got to go. In fairness, we haven't seen him start a whole season where the team is his. He don't have to worry about being replaced. He can just go out there, be who he is, play his game, and just play free. And I do want to see it. Because I don't think he's going to stay in Boston. He's going to try to do his best for him and his family, and that's chase the money. And he's going to try to get the best situation for himself, which he deserves. He played on the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He played on the team that went to multiple Eastern Conference Finals because they went 2 years with Isaiah Thomas, and then they went last year. I mean, they went with Isaiah Thomas, then they went last year. And then obviously you have this year where he sees the opposite side that I feel like I'm better. I feel like I deserve more. And the team is willing to offer him that. Boston, they would love to keep him just like Marcus Smart they did last year. But they're not going to break the bank for a guy like Terry Rozier when they already got to take care of Horford in the future. They have to see what they can get with Kyrie. And not only that, you have to look at it from their perspective. What is they going to do with Gordon Hayward? They have a lot of cap going to a lot of guys. And they only can commit to very few of them because those other guys will take majority of the cap because they able to get more money. Plus, you still have Gordon Hayward on the book for the next couple years, making 30 plus million, which takes up a lot of your cap too. So you can't really afford to keep Terry Rozier happy with minutes, with play in cash if you're still trying to mainly keep Kyrie Irving. And if you decide to keep Kyrie Irving, it kind of conflicts with Terry Rozier said. He sacrificed playing against Kyrie. He couldn't play his game with Kyrie, and he's not going to get paid the amount of money that he really wants because they got to pay Kyrie to come back. So it is going to open up a chance for him to really see if he can really land a starting spot and get 25 plus minutes because he only got 22 minutes this season. And if they find a way to keep Kyrie, I can continue to see that happening. But when you look at the NBA, and this is the problem, it's not too many places he can really go and really turn it up. He can go to the Pacers. I feel like he's a slight upgrade over Darren Collison. But where does that give you? It doesn't make you a contender. Can he go to Chicago? They got Kris Dunn. Kris Dunn is a two-way player and a better passer, but is Terry Rozier really a significant upgrade? When you look at Phoenix, a lot of people say he's going to go to Phoenix. They have a chance to get Ja Morant. If they're going to pass up on a guy with that type of potential, a guy with that type of size, and that guy with that type of upside for a guy like Terry Rozier who is older and doesn't have the ceiling that Ja Morant has. And then if you honestly, I'm a Celtics fan, I would like to keep him. If you look around the rest of the NBA, where can he go? He can't go to Utah, can't go to Portland, can't go to OKC, can't go to Minnesota. Even if he could, would they really be willing to break the bank for him to play with Andrew Wiggins and Towns? And that's really it. Because if they're going to lose Jeff T, they're going to have to find a replacement. Will he be a significant one worth breaking the bank for? Can he take them to the next level? That's going to be questionable because I don't really believe it, especially in the Western Conference. Denver, no. Golden State, no. The Clippers, debatable. He can go to the Clippers, but they will have to have the necessary players around him to be effective, which kind of contradicts what he's trying to do play style wise as a point guard. Then you look at the Lakers, no. Then you look at Phoenix, like I said, they can get Ja Morant, which is their number one priority outside of Zion Williamson. Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox, Dallas, they might can use him in Dallas, but they really want the ball in Luka Doncic's hands, making him play that two type of guard position that he had to go with Kyrie. which he said he didn't like, even though he can guard guards because a guard is going to be guarding Luka Doncic or a forward. He can still guard his natural position, but he's going to play a lot more off the ball, and that's where he could be a decent spot up shooter. But is that really the role he wants to take? And then you look at Memphis, then you look at New Orleans, then you look at San Antonio. These are places that already have a point guard. Miami, Orlando, they got Markelle Fultz, they got John Wall. He can come in for this season, but Terry Rozier wants to sign a long-term deal to prove that he can be a franchise point guard. He can't really do that in Washington. Charlotte, we don't know what's gonna happen with Kemba. Atlanta got Trae Young. They just gave Eric Bledsoe $70 million. Indiana, that's a team I mentioned. Detroit got Reggie Jackson. They got to get out of his contract before they can get another point guard. Cleveland, they got Collin Sexton. Chicago, I mentioned that. Toronto got Kyle Lowry. Philly got Ben Simmons. New York got Dennis Smith and Moutier, who are potentially good players that they can continue to develop. Brooklyn got Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell, and that leaves the Celtics, who might try to get back Kyrie. So it's not really places that he can really go and really have a huge impact as a starter. And I don't really know how many teams are willing to break the bank for a guy of Terry Rozier caliber who showed that he can be a starting point guard, but can he be a franchise point guard? If I'm giving you a 3, 4, or 5 year deal, or even since they can't give him the 5th year, a 3 to 4 year deal, you're going to be 28, 29 years old by the time that contract is over. And that's a quick stint as a starting point guard. Even though you do like the job security and you do like to make your money now, who's going to really offer him 18 to 20 plus $1 million to be that? Now, if somebody give him the 12 to $15 million range for that 3 to 4 years, I can see him getting copped up for that. I would pay Terry Rozier $12 to $15. 12 to 15 million. I would do it. But what team is willing to give him that position to be the franchise point guard for those 3 to 4 years? That's going to be the question. Some people might want to do it, but will he get the role that he really wants? And I think that that's going to be the thing that he's going to have to really focus and consider going through this journey. Will he get the money? Will he get the long-term security? Will they turn over the keys for him to be their franchise leader, their franchise general, and a franchise piece to get them to the next level and become a contender? There's not too many teams out there, and the teams that can do it, will they try to get it through the draft? Will they try to do it through free agency? Will they try to trade for it? Or will they take a chance on Terry Rozier? I think all these teams are thinking about that right now as he just made that interview. It looks like he really wants to try a different place, which I can't blame him after how the season went and the fact that he can get a better opportunity. If I was NBA teams, I would take my time, observe all my options, and honestly, Terry Rozier is a guy that's going to be available. And if he's available, I'm not going to rush to pick him up, honestly. But if he's still there and I got a position to fill, he's a guy that I feel like can get the job done. He's not my priority. He's not my number one option. But if all else fails, we can still get a solid point guard that can give us some energy, some juice, some fight, some toughness, some hustle, and give us some baskets every once in a while and give us knock down some threes off the dribble, and is a decent pick and roll player. That's fine, 12 to 15 million. But anything higher than that, I'm already stretching giving him 12 to 15. But I know he's gonna want that. But after the season he done had, and the fact that he proved they can go to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's kind of give you. But at the same time, the money talks, the years talk, and that's what's going to be Terry Rozier's decision. The money, how many years, and if they're going to hand over the keys to him as a franchise guard. So let me know what you guys think. Is Terry Rozier a franchise player at the point guard position? Is he really just a role player? Is he really best for being a six man? Or do you guys think he should try and stay on a road that he got just up the years and pay? Or do you think he should stay in Boston, a place that he has found a home, they love him there, and they willing to pay him but not break the bank for him? Or do you think he should do the Reggie Jackson thing, try to be a solid point guard on a good team, make your money, get your minutes, get your touches, and try to go out there and compete and see what happens? But then again, Reggie Jackson looks smart, getting his long-term contract, getting paid, making it to the playoffs, but he hasn't became a superstar, hasn't became an all-star, but he did get his starting position and his money, and his dreams have come true. That's what Terry Rozier can be, and he can do similar type of impact, but will he get you over the hump? Will he help you win a championship as a starter? Those questions I do not have, and I really doubt, but then again, we won't know until we see. At the end of the day, I only can go based off what I see. I can only go based off the stats, and I can go based off on the eye test. Like I said, what I see. Other than that, I will say 12, 15, 3 to 4 years, And depending on the team, I think that they should wait and not make them a priority, but they should still give them an opportunity if they had a position open. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com, link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com, link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for people that's going to like on Facebook. And thanks for everybody that continues to buy the merchandise. Also, if you're new to the channel, I do playoff predictions, free agency, summer league, draft, everything. Also cover the playoffs. Also does NBA breakdowns of legends, players, rookies. And I also do preseason videos and also do discussions and top 5 debates. So if you like this video and you enjoyed it, check out my older ones and my older playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching as we continue to go. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm going.